Welcome to The Responsible Resident. I'm Amber Stitt. This podcast takes a common-sense approach to financial decisions for physicians, breaking down complex topics into something clear, practical, and usable. Because you shouldn't have to have a finance degree to build financial freedom. In this episode, we're going to focus on something that often gets overlooked when comparing disability insurance options. There are many built-in features within the own specialty contracts, many of which come at no additional cost. These are often referred to as ancillary or value-added features. Not every carrier offers all of these that you will hear about today. Some features overlap across multiple carriers, and others are unique to a specific company. So when you find yourself comparing similar contracts with similar pricing, understanding which of these features actually matter to you can help guide your decision. This is where working with an independent advisor can be especially helpful. Someone who can walk you through what's available and help you prioritize what provides the most value based on your situation. As we record this episode, we're giving you a general overview of what is commonly available today. Some of these features may vary by state, particularly in states like California, New York, or Connecticut. And contract provisions can change over time. In some of these states' contracts, some ancillary features are omitted. So think of this as a framework, not an exhaustive or permanent list. Let's start with a few features that are commonly included across many carriers. One is the presumptive disability benefit. This provides full disability benefits if you experience a total and permanent loss of certain functions, such as speech, hearing in both ears, sight in both eyes, or the use of multiple limbs. What's also important here is that benefits are typically paid immediately, waiving the waiting period, because the severity of the loss itself meets the definition of disability. You don't have to actually stop working in your current occupation. The carrier will presume you are disabled because of the total and permanent loss of certain functions, such as speech, hearing in both ears, sight in both eyes, or the use of multiple limbs criteria. Another common feature is the waiver of premium. This means that if you are receiving disability benefits, your policy premiums are waived during that time. This helps ensure that your coverage remains in force without adding additional financial strain while you're on claim. You may also see some form of a rehabilitation or occupational benefits. These allow you to participate in a voluntary program designed to help you return to work, often with support or incentives built into the contract. The structure of these programs can vary by carrier, but the goal is to support recovery and reintegration into your profession. Beyond those core features, there are additional benefits that may be included depending on the carrier. For example, some contracts include a family care benefit. This can provide income support if you need to step away from work to care for a family member with a serious health condition. This benefit would help you to care for a direct parent, child, or a spouse. There may also be a survivor benefit, which provides a lump sum, often a multiple of your monthly benefit, if you pass away while receiving disability benefits. I'd like to take a second to tell you about a free medical professionals blueprint that I created with you in mind. At some point in your career, you realize it's not just about making more money. It's about making decisions that actually support your life. That's exactly why I created the Pathways Perspective for Physicians. It's a simple, non-technical framework to help you think through your career, your money, your risk, and how everything connects as your life evolves. You shouldn't have to have a finance degree to build financial freedom. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need a place to start. You can download the free Medical Professionals Blueprint at stittstrategies.com/blueprint. One carrier has a benefit advancement feature. This allows you to receive a portion of your monthly benefit early if you experience an injury and need immediate financial support, even before the full disability claim process is completed. You may also see benefits related to maintaining health coverage. For example, a COBRA premium benefit may reimburse you for health insurance premiums if you lose employer-sponsored coverage due to disability for up to 18 months. Other features focus on rewarding long-term policy ownership. A good health benefit may reduce your elimination period, your waiting period over time, by 2 days a year for each year you don't file a claim. Some contracts include benefits related to cosmetic surgery following disfigurement, surgical transplant scenarios, or if disabled from a donor transplant surgery. There is also the hospice care waiver, where the elimination period may be waived and benefits begin immediately if placed in hospice. Certain policies may provide an additional benefit if disability is caused by a serious illness such as cancer, stroke, or heart attack. One carrier allows for temporary suspension of the policy during a qualified family medical leave. Some include provisions ensuring coverage applies equally in situations such as gender affirmation procedures. And in certain cases, there may be endorsements that waive the elimination period if disability results from an act of violence. Finally, one carrier pays dividends back to the policyholder after the 5th year. It's important to note that dividends are not guaranteed, but they can reduce the net cost of coverage over time if paid. Now, hearing all of this, it can start to feel like more is better. But that's not necessarily the goal. The goal is not to select a contract with the most features. It's to understand which features actually impact how your coverage performs, and which ones align with your priorities. Because many of these provisions may never be used, but some can become very meaningful depending on how a claim unfolds. So when you're comparing options, a helpful approach is to ask, if two contracts are similar in price and structure, which of these features would actually matter to me? Which ones create flexibility? Which ones reduce risk in scenarios you're most concerned about? And which ones are simply nice to have, but not essential? This is where having a structured conversation with an experienced advisor can help you move from information to decision. Because at this level, it's less about understanding what exists and more about understanding what matters. In the next episode, we'll shift gears and walk through how to select the right advisor for you. An advisor that can help you narrow these ancillary features down so you can feel confident not just in the contract you choose, but in the guidance behind it. Thanks for listening, and please be sure to give us a follow so you'll be notified when we release more educational content like today's podcast. If this episode helped you think a little more clearly about your next step, that's the goal. You don't need to have everything figured out, but you do need to take ownership and take a meaningful step forward today. Thanks for listening to The Responsible Resident. As a reminder, this podcast is for general educational purposes only. It is not legal, tax, or individualized financial advice, and coverage options will vary based on your personal situation.